This is Fearless Beauties, a podcast dedicated to developing voices of color in the beauty industry. We are talking to estheticians, skin specialists, and business owners to uncover best skin practices, tactical career tips, and ultimately, how we can create a better beauty industry together. I'm your host, Taylor Phillip.
And I'm your other co-host, Alina Velez. Welcome to the latest episode of the Fearless Beauties podcast.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 12, the final episode of Season 3. We are discussing the age of Instagram face. I am your host, Taylor, also known as Taylor Budgets.
And I'm your other host, Alina, your certified advanced esthetician.
So this episode, we are going to explore how social media, face tuning apps, and plastic surgery have led us into the age of Instagram face. So let's get on into it.
What the heck is Instagram face though? I really didn't know this was a thing.
Me either.
But apparently it's a whole social trend for women in particular to adjust their features to conform to a single template. So that's accomplished with filters or cosmetic surgery.
Yes, so like fillers and Botox, things that are less invasive these days, because I was reading an article and they said that plastic surgery used to be this very risky, don't know how you're going to look basically at the end of it, going under the table, as they call it. Is it under the table?
Under the knife.
Under the knife. Jesus.
I knew what you meant.
Under the knife.
Yeah.
But these days you can go in and out. Like you can get your Botox and fillers and then go back to work. So.
Yeah, that instant gratification without all the downtime.
Exactly.
But what's weird is that, it's kind of becoming a thing where everybody's starting to look the same. And that's what they're calling Instagram face is.
Right.
Everybody's got high cheekbones and got their lips done and porcelain skin and cat-like eyes, right?
Contoured cheekbones, the projected chin. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. Or they said, like when you turn to the side, your chin makes a 90-degree angle. They also mentioned lips are pouty.
Right. What's influencing this, right? So we got to look back at just the South Asian influence, for instance, with brows, or African American influence, maybe with lips, or a Caucasian influence on the nose.
Very racially diverse.
Yeah, exactly. And we're just kind of piecing together all these things to make this unrealistic idea of beauty.
Yeah, taking bits and pieces from different races, which says a lot. It says two things for me. It says that society, or the culture, quote unquote, doesn't think that there's a full beauty in one race.
Yeah, that does. It speaks volumes for sure.
And then the second reason, I can't remember. I had two reasons. Maybe I'll get back to it. But it's like, okay, we're taking the lips from Black people. We're taking the small nose from white people, the eyebrows from Asian people. I'm like, geez.
Just let people be people.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a few celebrities that have this quote unquote Instagram face, and it's Kim Kardashian, of course. I am a huge fan of the Kardashians. They honestly can do no wrong to me. I know that may be controversial in itself, but honestly, they can do no wrong.
Love is love. Love is love.
Right. But also Megan Fox, Lucy Liu, Halle Berry, of course, Kylie. Kylie, not too much Kendall, but Kylie. So and I think what has changed is that this is becoming okay.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, people hid
Right.
what they got done.
Right.
But
now
it's
people
like
are doing their recording their whole procedure while they're in seeing their injector and stuff, which I mean is kind of cool because it exposes like an insider view. And so for people who like do have anxiety disorders or stuff who might worry about what that kind of looks like and entails. Yeah, I just think it's become super like accessible to everybody. Like it used to just be like I feel like a more mature crowd with money. And now it just seems like everybody's kind of dabbling in a little bit.
Yeah, the Gen X's, or is it Gen X? The Gen Z's and the millennials, they're doing it now, like young 20s. And they say it's more enhancing than fixing what you think is wrong. It's, yeah, I like my face because I believe we talked about this in the last episode. Like, it's starting to become trendy loving yourself and the whole skinimalism thing. And I think that maybe with this episode, we kind of went backwards because there is a skinimalism that exists, but then there's also the side of all this Botox and fillers to look a certain way. So I think that it's kind of like a fine line between I like how I look, but I want to look like the people that I fan over, maybe.
On my socials. Yeah, no, definitely. Right. And I think that it kind of started back in 2013 when Facetune was released. Their slogan promised to help you wow your friends with every selfie. And so honestly, I personally never had Facetune, but growing up, I feel like our equivalent growing up was Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah, I think that when I first started hearing about Facetune, it was around the Snapchat era. And it was crazy how many people, one, admitted to it. Because like I mentioned, it was like changing the way you look was so hush. And now it's like I use Facetune. You don't? Like, you not using Facetune is like, well, what are you doing with your life?
Right. You know, it's funny though, because I just thought of this. I just remembered this. I was working at Nordstrom. One of my coworkers that I was working with, I had posted a picture. I was thinking about posting a picture. I showed it to her. I'm like, girl, should I post it? Whatever. Anyways. And so she's like, yeah, but send it to me first. I'm gonna edit it a little bit and I'll send you back. I was like, oh, okay. She sends it back. My butt's bigger.
No way.
Yes, girl. I was like, So that's the kind of memory I have with Facetune and those kinds of apps. It's like, I thought it looked good already. And then it's just crazy to think of what other people think is going to be even better. You know, like, oh, this is a cute picture, but it would be better if you just, you know, added a little bit more here. And you know what I mean?
Because it's what celebrities look like.
Yep. It's what we're seeing.
So the money that celebrities have to get this permanent or semi-permanent fix is what Facetune is for us people who can't afford it right now.
True. Well, no, truly. So, because I had read an article that this gal went to a consultation to see a Beverly Hills injector that does all the celebrity injectables, you know, and
injectables.
Yeah, all the things.
That sounds so funny.
Just to give you an idea of pricing. After her consultation, she was priced for filler in her cheeks, $5,500 to $6,900. To inject her chin was the same price. For her Botox, I don't know if it was a full face situation, but it was $2,500. So it can get real pricey real quick.
It can. Yeah. When I heard $2,500, I said, that's actually not that bad.
And if I had an extra $30,000 laying around, girl,
would you?
No, I don't think I would, but I don't know.
Right.
Never say never, I guess, but I like to think I have more of a progressive approach with injectables because I do personally, I receive Botox every 3 months for my glabella area, like my eyebrows and between my eyebrows. And it works. It's a little expensive, but I'm not spending thousands. It's like $325
every 3 months.
Every 3 months, which, you know, I mean, it's not cheap.
Bad.
It's not cheap, but it's not bad. But I've been really happy with it, and it has helped me with my self-esteem. So,
okay, so yeah, that was going to be the question I asked. Like, how does it make you feel now? And that's what I was saying. Like, it enhances. It doesn't fix. I think that we're heading more towards us loving how we look, but there's nothing wrong with enhancing or just making ourselves feel a little bit better. And it's okay to try to look your best. For me, I grew up with dudes like picking at my nose because it was big. And there's many times where I could have just went and gotten a smaller nose. But I think that, one, it's important to do the self-esteem work before doing any treatment, and then go get the treatment if you still want it, because there's nothing wrong with it. But please don't think that it's going to help. Like, it's going to eliminate your low self-esteem about a certain area of your body, because it won't, because you're essentially doing it to look like someone else. And what if that someone else that you're emulating goes and does something else? Like, okay, now I got to go do this.
It's an never ending.
Right.
Yeah.
Because these people have money. Okay. They have money.
Yeah. Yeah. So true.
So don't go broke and in debt trying to look like someone else.
Definitely. Don't go broke.
Right.
And it's getting kind of weird. I mean, one of the articles that I read, she referred to the Instagram face as, she says, it's a single cyborgian. Is that how you say it? Cyborgian face?
Cyborgian.
And I had to Google what cyborgian meant. It means half human, half machine.
Ah, that makes sense. Like, have you ever seen that movie, I, Robot?
Yes.
Like,
yeah. So
it's very plastic.
Yeah. I think that, you know, there's a fine line between, you know, boosting your self-esteem, doing the inner work and all that, feeling really good, and then just trying to look like somebody else.
Right.
Because it's a strange thing. It's a strange thing to imagine, like, everybody looking the same. Like, it's scary.
Yeah. I honestly never noticed it until I did research for this episode, because of course I have Instagram and I scroll and I love the Kardashians. Like, even Kris, like, you see the high cheekbones, and the pouty lips, like, you see it. But I never noticed how many others do the same thing. But I guess that's what the Instagram baddies are.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Instagram baddies. It's like, I was reading an article and they said that there's this Instagram page called Insta Repeat. And it's basically a page on Instagram that illustrates the platform's monotony. So they take the same pictures taken by different people and they put it in like one photo, like they put it in like a mini grid.
Yeah.
It's basically telling you that people are taking the same type of photo because it's trendy or because it's cute. Like, for example, someone's hand holding up a leaf in front of a waterfall. Like, people are literally traveling to have these kind of pictures.
Yeah.
Just
snap the picture and go.
Right.
Yeah.
And like not really experiencing what's around. Like, just imagine someone say, I want to take a picture just like that for my Instagram grid because the aesthetic. And then going and finding a beautiful waterfall and finding a leaf and taking a picture of it and going home. Like,
no, I think you're onto something there, because there is something really powerful when you can be super present in the moment and take it all in, because I don't know if I'm going down a rabbit hole, but
No, I don't think so.
They go to this, Forest A waterfall, and they go take this picture. But had they just paid attention to the whole scenery, they missed out on X, Y, and Z. They missed out on fish in the water, or a beautiful sunset behind, or
maybe there was this cute guy that was like staring you down. You just your future husband. Like.
Yes, or some birds chirping in the. You know what I mean? It's just.
Yeah, and we can apply it to the topic today because there's people out there who are not doing the work to increase their self-esteem by doing those positive affirmations or whatever the case may be, and looking for that quick fix by scrolling on social media.
Right.
And then bouncing like, okay, I got this done. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think too, to kind of like connect to what I just said about the waterfall and stuff, I think my mind goes to all of the races and cultures that we've taken all these different things from. If we could really know, like, I feel like a lot of people don't know that high cheekbones are, usually Native American. Like, people don't really recognize these particular things. So I just feel like if more people who appreciated it and admired these cultures and ethnic backgrounds that are receiving these treatments, they should talk about it. They should talk about it and pay homage and like acknowledge it, because there is true beauty that goes back many, many years in these cultures and ethnic backgrounds. And I just think that they should give respect where it's due.
Right.
Truly.
And just imagine the first person to ever have anything done. For example, the high cheekbones. They were emulating someone that had natural high cheekbones because they were Native American. Imagine what that person's like. How are you trying to get something that is like a part of my culture and trying to call it like the it thing? Like, this is how I was born. I read an article, the same article where you mentioned that the woman, she went to the Beverly Hills plastic surgeon, and he mentioned that there's a lot of people that come in that want certain things, but he has to tell them no, because their DNA is not meant to have that.
Right.
Like, for example, he has a Caucasian client come in. No, you cannot have high cheekbones because that's just going to mess up. One, you're going to look ugly. And two, it's just not what your DNA is meant to happen.
Doesn't fit their facial structure.
Right. And that's why you see so many people looking like a hot mess because they want something that doesn't fit them.
Right. Right.
And it's like, that is why you have to do the inner work. Why do you want it so bad? To where you think this is cute? Like, you look like a train wreck. Honestly.
Yeah.
You've seen those people. Like, where it's like they had so much work done that they don't even know where it went wrong.
Yeah.
It's like they took pictures of all these people who probably were born that way and say, I want this on my face. But some doctors just care about the money.
It's true.
And they're not going to tell you what will and won't look right. For me, I would have been like, no, you're not about to post this and put my name on it. We're not going to have you walking out of this office looking like that. I agree. You got to pay homage to the cultural
backgrounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Like where it originated from.
Let's be honest. A lot of the people that are taking bits and pieces from these cultures are white women or European descent. And so I just think it's just the respectful thing to do, because we've taken so much land and so much rights and so much, you know what I mean? We've taken, and then we're going to take your beautiful cheekbones and your beautiful lips and your nose, you know what I mean?
And it's your like, cornrows.
I mean, come on. Cultural appropriation. Like, yeah. So.
Yeah, very much so. And that's the thing. We could have went down a rabbit hole, Alina, but we didn't. You see how we just brought it right back?
Yeah.
Seriously though,
Yeah.
that's honestly, if you think about it, like people may say like y'all doing too much. No, if you really think about it, like it's cultural appropriation.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Like you're getting lip fillers. Why?
Mm-hmm.
And where did you get it from? Where did you find this?
Yeah. Who made that cool?
Right.
Yeah.
So hey. So I think we can talk about some of the social media apps that have kind of brought on this temporary filler Botox.
Mm-hmm.
So one is Snapchat. They launched in 2011. And of course, they were originally known as the app where messages disappear. Because I know when I first started using Snapchat, I was like, where did my message go?
Yeah.
Like, I would want to provide proof to my best friends that
Yes.
he likes me, and now I can't find it.
Yeah.
And that's probably before I realized I can do a screenshot. But
Yeah. We need the receipts.
we need the receipts. But of course, they have escalated into this filter app, basically. I know I was at my brother's basketball game last night, and my brother's girlfriend was on Snapchat with my daughter, and they were just doing all these filters. Like for like the whole hour, they were just going swipe on the Snapchat filters.
Yeah.
And I haven't been on Snapchat in like 4 or 5 years. So I don't know all the filters, but truly, it's crazy.
Yeah.
One of them, like you look like a different person. Like you look like yourself, but you look like a,
Oh my gosh.
if it's crazy. So they're allowing you to become intimately familiar with what your face would look like if you were 10% more attractive.
Wow.
So if you were thinner, had smoother skin, larger eyes, fuller lips. And I agree with that. Like there's this one filter on Instagram. I think it's called 4K. I use it all the time because it makes my skin look smoother or like no acne. Actually, not acne, dark spots, because I'm still trying to get rid of the dark spots on my face. And like, I don't like them. So I'm going to not want to show them. So the 4K filter, I still look like myself, just without the dark spots. And I use it. And I ain't afraid to say it. But yeah, that's what it's done. But it's like we talked about, the self-esteem aspect.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on these apps and immediately like, where's my filter? Where's my filter? Where's my filter? Before I post anything. So speaking of Instagram, I think it's become, like I mentioned earlier, it's becoming more acceptable to say, yes, I have fillers. Yes, I have Botox. Yes, I use Facetune, and people not judge. It's okay now. But what I think is amazing is that Instagram has taken out certain filters associated with plastic surgery, and not where you look like a different person, but the name. So there were 2 filters, one named Plastica and another one named Fix Me, that were very popular, and Instagram removed them because it gave off that negative, I guess, connotation that you need to fix yourself or you need to look plastic in order to look beautiful. And I agree with them because it's wrong. It's like you're telling teenagers who are probably 95% of Instagram that you don't look good. So you use this filter to look better. And that's not great.
So watered down. It's so watered down. I had saw this quote and it was like, everything is cracked. That's what lets the light in. So it's like everybody's flawed. Everybody's broken. Like that's what brings life into us. And so I think that when you can get to that place of like, you're doing the self-work, you're doing your skincare regimen, you're drinking your water, you're doing your affirmations, that 1% effort every single day, it's like the compound effect, like 6 months, 12 months from now, It's all going to add up and you're going to feel better naturally. And sure, maybe you still want Botox at the end of that,
Right.
or you want to get your lips done. That's cool. But if you're forever searching for this happiness from outside sources, happiness is within us, and you just got to dig a little bit and find it,
Right.
do the work.
Yeah.
But
I agree. And honestly, I think that's a great end to the podcast episode. I love that. No, I think that it's just the moral of this episode is, it's okay to get fillers, Botox, even go under the knife. But just make sure before you do that it's not because you don't love yourself. Or maybe your boyfriend told you that you have a big nose or you have a flat ass.
Yeah, or maybe it stems back to when you're in 5th grade and some kid told you had a hairy face. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It can go back years. Trauma really can, but
it really can. So just do the self-work. No one said it's easy.
Yeah.
And just make sure you love yourself before you do anything.
Because we love you.
Yes, we do. And you're a fearless beauty.
No, that's right.
You are a fearless beauty. Anyway, you all, that is the end of season 3.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for listening. Man, it's been magical. Just so cool to get to know you more, Taylor, and to
same to you.
Let our listeners get to know us too. It's been fun.
Yes, and for those who don't know, I live in Florida and Lena lives in Oregon. So we're literally on opposite sides of the country and we're friends.
Yep. Different time zones and everything.
Yes, it's crazy. So that's amazing. So we will see you all soon.
Yeah, we'd love to connect with you on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at True Skin Lab.
And me at Taylor Budgets. And of course, Fearless Beauties at Fearless Beauties.
Yeah, and if you're missing us, as we take this break towards season 4, you can just listen and catch up to our older episodes.
And our YouTube channel at Fearless Beauties Podcast. Go check us out. And I think that's it. We will see you all soon. Be safe.
All right, take care.